What's good, people? What are you telling me? Today's video we're going to be talking about who is Arsenal's best striker. Out and out number 9. Not talking about assists, we're not talking about the way they play, we're talking about goals. Now you're probably thinking we've only got one striker since Aubameyang and Lacazette left. Eddie Nketiah didn't really do his thing at Arsenal, unfortunately. Wish him all the best at Palace, but he wasn't prolific, didn't score enough goals, hence the reason he left. Now we have Victor Gyokeres. Whilst we was waiting for Victor Gyokeres to come over and sign for Sporting Lisbon, Merino stepped in as number 9 last season and played partly this season as well as a number 9 and scoring goals, doing really well. Also now back in the fray of things is Jesus. Now Jesus is another person who doesn't really score a lot of goals. However, he still gets goals, still creates and still plays very well at times. So we won't factor in Kai Havertz, basically because he's still injured and we don't know an actual return date yet. However, I've seen rumours online he was supposed to return in December. We're midway through December now and he hasn't returned yet. So I don't want to factor in Kai Havertz. However, we will say that Kai Havertz, in the last 35 games he has played, has scored 15 goals. I think that's just shy of 1 goal in every 3 games. Maybe even 1 goal every 3.5 games. Which is, if you've watched my previous videos, you know I was kind of saying that when Gyokeres comes, I believe if he can get 1 goal in every 3 games, that would be perfect. Because roughly that would be 15 to 20 goals across all competitions. So if he's playing in the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, he's going to play around 40 games, roughly there and thereabouts. So if you can get 1 in 3, that's a good tally for the season, I believe. And that would be added into what Saka normally gets, what Merino would get, what Trossard gets, and hopefully Odegaard and Eze as well as Declan Rice. And even Gabriel. Gabriel's been scoring a few goals. But we're going to talk about the strikers. So, like I said, we're not going to include Kai Havertz just because he's still injured. We don't know when he's going to be back, but we do know when he is back, he probably will be scoring goals. The way he plays, the energy he's going to bring when he comes back, as long as he's not falling on the floor like he used to, and he's supposed to be a bit more physical, put on a bit of size, a bit of muscle, a bit of mass from what we saw in the pictures pre-season, and he comes back fully fit. I feel like he's going to be a great fit for Arsenal when he comes back. I really do. So let's look at Victor Gyokeres. There's a lot of stuff online, a lot of apparently Arsenal pages posting stuff about Victor Gyokeres, which is, he's not really helping, not supporting, and it's just kind of highlighting the negatives rather than the positives. So far, 14 games, 4 goals, 2. No, that's just Premier League. And he also got 2 in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. So he's got 4 goals in the Prem and 14 games. So literally, if we play against Everton on Sunday, if Gyokeres was to score, that's 15 games, 5 goals. That is the 1 goal in 3 games that I mentioned in my previous videos. And I'll consistently say this. For me, that's the benchmark. First season as a striker coming from Europe with such a high goal scoring record, but trying to transition into the Premier League and playing for Arsenal. And when I say playing for Arsenal, I don't mean like the way City play, Gyokeres would probably have scored 10 goals by now. But because we haven't played with a striker, an out 9, you can almost see it. We're not isolating, or we're not making sure that the through balls are solely for Gyokeres. We're not playing our game or system around Gyokeres. We're not creating our chances around our striker. The way we play doesn't get the ball down the wing and into the box, into the 6-yard box for tap-ins, whether it's headers. It's just not the way we play. So we have to kind of take that into account. And people that play football or watch football with their eyes, not just stats, can see the way we're playing. And it doesn't quite suit a striker. Regardless of Victor Gyokeres, he's not the type of player that I've seen so far that's going to drop back and collect the ball and make those runs. Although I did see some of that at Sporting, but this is Arsenal, it's different. He could have been told to do different things here. Arteta could have given him different information and completely different instructions on what to do on the pitch and say, we don't want you to come back. These guys will get you the ball. And I feel like the players have got more space with Gyokeres playing. Saka, Trossard, we've seen it. So Saka and Trossard have both been scoring goals this season. Even Martinelli's been scoring goals. When Gyokeres is playing, I think he kind of occupies that last man, either one of the centre backs, which is causing teams a problem because for the last 4 or 5 years they haven't had to worry about marking a striker because Havertz has been there. Havertz will collect the ball on the halfway line, on the wing. He's drifting. He's not solely sitting on that last man, causing a centre back an absolute headache. Where Gyokeres he's adding that physical presence on top of that and causing problems and giving other players space. Plus, he's scoring 1 in every 3 games. For his first season, I think he's absolutely amazing. When you go back to look at Thierry Henry, you look at Luis Suarez, I'm not saying he's as good as these players or even going to be to that level or even better. I'm just using the comparison that when they came to the Premier League, their stats weren't even better than Gyokeres. They were even worse. So they were calling Suarez a flop. I think even they were calling Tevez a flop. There were so many strikers that have come from other teams outside the Premier League that have low scoring tallies in the first few games because it's a different league, it's a different system, and they have to get used to it. So I'm giving Gyokeres grace, and I'm happy with 14 games, 4 goals in the Premier League. I think that's an amazing, and I like the way he plays. I like his presence. I think the way that the media are talking about him means the media know that if he clicks and Arsenal click with him, it's going to be a problem. And I think that's why they're trying to downplay as much as they can to try and creep in some negative sort of energy to try and feed back to the players. Because the players do watch social media. The players see videos, they read the stuff online, they read the newspapers, they're reading the big sports pages and the TV pages that are posting stuff, and a lot of it is posting to try and trigger and get a reaction, and it's sometimes not in the best interest of the player. It's more about creating content and getting engaging content, which is annoying because it's like, football is engaging enough. We don't need to find a narrative. Mikel Merino. Before we go, Gyokeres, I've got to sign out with the Gyokeres because that is going to be the thing soon. When he starts clicking, it's crazy. Mikel Merino, this season, 15 games, 3 goals. Now we could say, this is Premier League, by the way. So, and these have been important goals as well. Clutch. Great headers. Not great at finding space, but he seems to sometimes be in the right place at the right time, which I will give him credit for. I give him credit for the fact that when he plays in Spain, he gets goals, got a hat-trick recently. And he continued to be cool when he's called upon for Arsenal. He continues to deliver the goods 9 times out of 10, and then he reverts back to going on the bench. And when he's called back again to deliver the goods, he does. So I have to hands up. I wasn't the biggest fan of Merino when he was solely playing in midfield. I don't know if that position suits him. I know he's a midfielder. I mean, can we just make him a striker? Who's got Jesus got number 9. Give him a number. What number is he? 20? Is he 23? 25? I can't remember now. Or 29. No, Havertz is 20. No, that was last season. I don't even know what number Havertz is. I haven't even seen him play that often. But yeah, can we just make him a striker? I feel like he's definitely better as a striker, and we get the best out of him as a striker. He suits our needs as Arsenal FC. He definitely fills the boots we need him to fill when he comes on as a 9, rather than a midfielder. He's not physical enough to be a midfielder in the Premier League. He goes down a lot. He dives continuously. Dive in the box. If you're gonna dive up there. Get the penalty. So yeah, for me, Mikel Merino, I believe, is a great asset for Arsenal as a number 9. And I'd put him up there with Gyokeres. He's only played 1 more game and scored 1 goal less. So I'd put them same level for me, Mikel Merino and Victor Gyokeres. Great choices of strikers. I'm not mad if Merino starts, comes off for 65 minutes and Gyokeres switches in. Not mad at all. I feel like both offer different things, but they both score goals, which is what we want. And a third and final striker, Jesus, back from injury, so I can't really use any stats from this season because he hasn't really played. He's only come on little cameos here and there, and the fans have been so excited, and rightly so. We haven't seen Jesus in so long, and he was just starting to warm up before his injury. He really was starting to warm up with a hat-trick. in the Carabao Cup, and then he was struggling in the Premier League. But I feel like he could be exciting. But we've seen Jesus be exciting before and not deliver. So I'm hoping this season, with the competition around, with Gyokeres there, with Merino there, he's not guaranteed minutes. He's not guaranteed to play every game. So it could be that when you come on and get your 20 minutes, you have to perform. We have to see goals, and I think that's it. I don't want to see. He made runs. He looked good on the ball. He looked bright. Looked exciting. We've seen that from 2022 to now. Exciting players. We've seen Erdegaard look exciting. We've seen Saka look exciting, but we haven't won anything. And I feel like this is the position that we lacked. Last season, there were so many balls that went into the box, and we needed that striker to just tap the ball in. So many times in the Champions League, in the Premier League, we were drawn games, and we all sat there and said, if we had a striker, we probably would have won the game. So this is it. We need the striker. So Jesus' stats last season: 17 games. 3 goals last season. Now, this is what I'm saying, which isn't far off Victor Gyokeres, really and truly, or Merino. But 17 goals, 3 goals, 17 games is not enough. It's not. And then the season before that, 27 games. Oh my God, this is terrible. And 4 goals. The same stats, or same goals as Ben White. I think Gabriel scored more goals than him that season, which says a lot. So, as a striker going forward, he scored 4 goals one season, 3 goals the season after that. It's not enough. So for me, unfortunately for Jesus, I believe he's not a prolific, out-and-out first-choice striker. When was it 2022? No, 2023, 2024 season when we signed him. What was it season before that we signed him? Was it 2022, 2023? And his pre-season was absolutely insane. And I was like, we've got the guy. And then the season started and he got one little niggle and then the goals just dried up. So hopefully he can get back that form, start playing to that same highest level that he was performing at before the injuries. And the injuries are what's really, really hurting Arsenal at the minute. We've got so many injuries and we've got so many people coming back from injury, and then so many people getting injured before their replacement was back from injury, and then people getting knocks during the game, coming off, playing again in 2 weeks, getting another knock, and it's ongoing. It's shocking. And I've seen, totally off topic, Tomiyasu is signed for someone. I can't remember who he's signed for now. He's going to play. He was injury prone at Arsenal. If he manages to play a full season uninjured, I'm baffled. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, guys, so me, number 1, Gyokeres, number 2, Merino, and number 3, Jesus. But let's get back Kai Havertz, because I feel like Kai Havertz can bring in another 10 goals, 15 goals for us. I think Jesus, if he can get another 5, Gyokeres can get 15, Merino gets 15, then we've definitely, my personal feeling is we're going to win the double. That's what man are saying, you get me? I feel like we can win the double this season, whether that's the league and the FA Cup or the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup, or the Champions League and the league. I feel like we'll get 2 trophies this season. That's what we deserve. That's what we need. I believe. So let me know in the comments who you think is Arsenal's best striker. Do you think in January window we still need another striker? Do you think these guys are good enough to be strikers? Do you think Kai Havertz is good enough? Do you think it was 60 million down the drain? Do you think Jesus is good enough? Are these guys Man City rejects, Chelsea rejects, as like some people keep saying? I'm not saying that. I'm asking you the question, do you think they're good enough? Me personally, I think all 4 of them are good enough to play. I feel like between them we've got goals. I don't feel like the Premier League set up at the minute. We're not set up like Man City where Haaland's going to deliver most of their goals. We're set up where we're going to be rotating these players throughout the season. And I just feel like the players need to just rotate slightly a bit more, but deliver when they've been rotated in. That's what we need. And I feel like, Gyokeres, Merino, Kai Havertz and Jesus, all good enough to be Arsenal strikers. We just need more consistency, more goals. We've seen the effort, we've seen the passion, we know they can play. And guys, thanks for watching. What are you guys telling me? See you soon. Peace.